10:57 a.m. and this is documentation with regard to same time of day, same time of year analysis with regard to recognizing in order to prosecute the pattern of conduct of federal group stalking monitoring. And the current time is relevant to what I documented on this day at 10:53 a.m. where the entity is keeping the fake sun over me as I'm in the workplace. And what you're seeing is the same exact engineer light that was around the same door at 7:34 in the morning, where the fake sun was on the east side of this same front door, and that gray colored engineer light is now a brighter color. And you can also see what is concentrated as it's framing the front door. And also documenting the entity. You see this line of engineer light, the line of engineer light dynamic moments ago while the entity is monitoring documentation and keeping me under surveillance. A bunch of hostile demons terrorizing with engineer light while they're keeping me under surveillance, and the demons' feelings are hurt. They are offended. They are hostile, and that hostility is analyzed with regard to their stalking with light, as you can also see here, as the light, like a large cockroach, is crawling about Tracy Banks's wall. And I will show you where it was earlier while I'm documenting the stalking with impossible light. This is where it was beside the patio glass door, as I am capturing the fake sun and showing you what is this positioning of this impossible light activity. It was directly above the television. This is at 10:12 in the morning. It is the entity is maintaining this ongoing light as it travels across the wall. This is the same light that is the shape of a line on above the closet door. And then it was a line where Ontario PD are gang stalking by helicopter flying over the apartment yesterday afternoon. That same line of engineer light is on the ceiling of the kitchen. This is where the entity is keeping a fake sun right here at 10:13 a.m. This is where the fake sun is outside. This is where the fake sun is reflecting off of the vehicle in the same parking lot. This vehicle, license 8VKP279, is where the fake sun is reflecting off of the vehicle in the same parking lot as I document in the middle of the afternoon. In this same parking lot where the entity is gang stalking under a fake sun that is reflecting off of a vehicle in the same parking lot at 5:03 in the afternoon, which is where I captured video, where the entity is engaging in what is that ongoing terrorism via engineer light, including while I'm reviewing those pictures, again, stalking with dynamic engineer light. This is stationary engineer light, stationary with regard to its presence on the wall, and it's a slow creeping movement of the light across the walls. Yesterday afternoon, while Ontario PD is stalking by helicopter on video, it's on a line on the ceiling, and you can see this line right here. This is engineer light, that's all engineer light, this is all engineer light, and this is all engineer light. It's also piercing through the peephole. It's also along the patio glass door, and the entity is terrorizing with engineer light while the entity is maintaining an ongoing campaign of psychological warfare. These are the demons that are spiritually attacking, including demons who are violent sex offenders and predators, such as Jason Isaac Fields. He is gang stalking in real time. He remains engaged in this criminal system, and he engages in what is ongoing terrorism with the state that is gang stalking as I'm prosecuting it. This is not sunlight, neither is anything that's covered in light outside, when I'm going to show you the fake sun at the same time while it's remaining over me. An engineered light that has nothing to do with the sun is dynamic inside of this apartment, and it's also stationary. That's the shadow. Let me show you here. This is light that has nothing to do with the sun, and that's how you know that's not the sun that's over this apartment. It's speaking to the pattern of conduct. And the people of the state are gang stalking. That's how you know what the entity is doing, where the fake sun is hours from now at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, reflecting off of this vehicle. That's the identification of a demon that's engaged in gang stalking, and psychopaths engaging in it while an occupant at the apartment complex is under surveillance and terrorized with impossible light activity while that is present. So this is what's happening at the same time under the fake sun. This is the environment inside of the apartment. AVANATH is being prosecuted, and Samuel Rickman is gang stalking as I'm documenting him on this day in 2024, where the fake sun is remaining over me at 1810 North Alvarado Street in Los Angeles, and this is the P.O.C. Samuel Rickman is engaged in the pattern of conduct, gang stalking at Alvarado Gardens as the people of the state, as is the Tracy Bankses, as is the demon in Unit 55, as is the entity Linda Reyes.
Stalking in the laundry room.
Gang stalking
so I'm going to document Samuel Rickman and Thomas Bailey Waddick, who you saw group stalking with LAPD under the light source at 10:20 in the morning. Well, I'm also going to remind you about the light source that's over me in the same position at the Ovid Family Community Library. It is currently
This is not over.
10:54 a.m.
This is not over the
again
overtime
why
period.
Thomas Waddick and Samuel Rickman are going to federal prison. These demons are not only engaged in criminal summoning, these demons are very highly demented psychopaths who are engaging in what is ongoing workplace terrorism, harassment, and sexual violence,
They're
and
engaged in
ongoing
terrorism via
animosity,
directed light.
and
They're going to
ongoing
mental asylum.
unhealthy and
POC.
life-threatening desire to continue to engage in that pattern of conduct and harassment while they're witnessing their exposure.
Criminal
That's
summoning with the
literally a
Ontario
demon that
Police,
went into the laundry room to go
federal
bang on stuff while it's
monitoring
amplified.
systematically. This is
Knowing what I'm
fake
doing
sun is
in
at
here
2
on my
o'clock in the
phone
afternoon.
under the light source, and you know that because the light source is here. It's not the sun that would be anywhere near the Ovid Family Community Library. Okay? This is
Pacing.
what demons are doing
Those
on a
demons are
routine
pacing.
basis, getting in their cars just to move them around outside of the parking lot while they're monitoring. You also know that because of the engineered light that coexists with
That's
that
mental illness.
supposedly normal conduct of moving your car. This is why they're going to federal prison. They are literally mentally disturbed psychopaths. So I don't need to know who the specific actor is. It's the entity that's engaging in the POC. But I do like to, because my job is not only to prosecute; it's also going to be to identify.
Hold on 1 second. I just want to be clear. The entity is pacing one body after another while the fake sun stays over the same part of the apartment complex. And the entity is doing so by those who have been natural born and those who are also gang stalking immigrants. They're going to be deported. And this is documentation of impunity of gang stalkers who are engaging in that pattern of conduct while they are also monitoring the documentation. These are the sex offenders that are pacing while engineer light is sweeping through the living room. They're simultaneously engaging in the elements of monitoring. And this is where the fake sun is after 5 p.m. reflecting off of vehicles in the same parking lot. And the entity is engaging in that while anticipating that I'm going to document. These are hostile demons, just like they were with Amazon Prime under the fake sun over the same apartment complex, creeping in the vehicles. J Powers and GEN 638, they were doing in vehicles what these demons are doing on foot, pacing under the idle fake sun. Okay, and I want to make sure that you're aware of that. The entity is gang stalking me in the workplace on the same day at the same time where a fake sun is over me at Alvarado Gardens at 1810 North Alvarado Street, apartment, my leasing office, and I am at Alvarado Gardens. This is not over Woodside Senior Apartments, nor is this excuse me, this is not over the Ovid Family Community Library like I referenced in my video in 2024 above, nor is this over Los Angeles. While you're seeing my shadow here, you can't see this while it's over the apartment building. These are demons who want to appear as though they're engaging in something functional, something productive, something that's separate and distinct, and they're under the idle light source that was here at 7:34 in the morning. Relevant positioning, light activity, audible activity, the sex offense of monitoring a woman, stalking her in violation of the Violence Against Women Act, doing so as an entity, the Ontario Police gang stalking, as you know that the same fake sun is still here well into the afternoon, reflecting off of vehicles while they're flying over the apartment building as I document the people of the state as well. This is what is relevant to what's the placement of the fake sun over the 2 different counties and its zenith over me at the same time.
To identify. You need to know who demons are. Demons want to stay anonymous. Hello? That's what I thought. You have a demon that's in the laundry room, bang, 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 banging on stuff, and it's amplified in my office, and you already know that this is the POC. Look at this impossible light. While it's over the Ovid Family Community Library? No. Okay? That's POC. That's a demon that's crossing paths with me. Look in the opposite direction while you look at the engineered light. Okay? Looking to the opposite side, that's a psychopath. That's why they're getting mental examinations. The fact that they're stalking is already known. It's not a mystery. Okay? It's currently, by the way, that's impossible light activity. All right, but you also know that the light source is here, and it's not over the Ovid Family Community Library at the same time as well. It is an admission. And this is the people of the state. All of them are going to federal prison anyway. They're all going to federal prison. And this isn't the sun, the same sun that's present through the window inside of that same laundry room at 4:18 in the afternoon. Those are demons that are taking position in relevant position inside of inside of the laundry room, which is called relevant position. That's called stalking in the.
Not only is the sun over me in the same manner in Los Angeles on the same day at the same time, but the fake sun is reflecting off of the windshield at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's reflecting off of the windshield at this same exact location in the same parking lot. And after 5 p.m., it's reflecting off of a vehicle right here in the same parking lot, like I documented at 5:03 p.m. yesterday, which was April 1st, 2025. These demons are stalking in the path, and they're doing so while they are aware that they're being documented. And they're also gang stalking me, a woman, a sex offense, domestic terrorism, and psychological torture while while engineer light is dynamic inside of the apartment. And this is while the entity demons such as Jason Isaac Fields are engaged in what is the psychological warfare, a demon-possessed person that is engaged in what is the campaign targeting an American citizen while I'm being gang stalked, which I'm prosecuting in the physical. And I'm also going to prosecute the government for the psychological warfare where psychopaths and sex offenders, those who are practicing witchcraft, are engaging in a failed campaign of psychological warfare and engaging in what is gang stalking through the demonic act of dynamic engineer light inside of Tracy Banks' apartment. And the proof of that is the fake sun over me, both in Los Angeles at work and also here where demons are facing.
Monitoring on communication devices, a demon that knows what I'm doing in real time, stalking with a method of noise, which is harassment by an entity engaged in federal stalking on behalf of that demon-possessed agency who was stalking in a helicopter, while they then engage in what is pacing around, including children, in that demonic behavior, which is accomplishing criminal monitoring on a communication device, and it is also in violation of your constitutional rights while they're engaging in criminal surveillance. Understand how all those facts work together, and that demon ran out of the laundry room right now. It's currently 10:57 a.m. and this is P.O.C.
Alrighty, that is the entity that is indeed gang stalking. I just want to show you where pacing is underway. You're looking at what is in the spirit, a hideous creature that is using a body of a human being that's walking upright on two legs. This is actually demonic activity. And the vehicle's driving in. You know the engineer light swipes across the brick wall while the demons are engaging in pacing together. This is what Amazon Prime is doing at 5 p.m. under the same remaining fake sun. This is the sex offense, which is federal group stalking and monitoring, which AVANATH Capital Management is engaging in, and the entity that is gang stalking as a population residing under that fake sun. Okay, this is psychopathic behavior. The Ontario International Airport is flying, as I documented earlier. I tried to zoom in on it. They're flying over the apartment complex, and there's no Terminal 2 where they're hovering, and it's hovering where I can see it. They don't have any position where they're flying over here. And Ontario International Airport's gang stalking is already on the record. This is P.O.C. pacing, one demon after another, very psychopathic. And they do it pursuant to what you know that they also know that you're doing when you're naked in the bathroom and your genitalia is exposed. Males and females alike, sex offenders. Okay, P.O.C. And this is the impunity of the entity that will be prosecuted. That is federal prison and mental asylums indiscriminately. And they are sharing in that impunity and malice. That is obsession that's exhibited. They're not constitutionally protected. It's not private conduct. It is state action while the entity is harassing me inside of the apartment. That's also how you know that it's intentional. While the entity is gang stalking via engineered light that's dynamic inside of the unit. You're not forgetting about the light that's crawling around on the wall inside of here. You're not forgetting about the light that is framing the front door while systematic monitoring is underway inside of an apartment, which is a private space, none of whom have any constitutional rights to act on behalf of the government, where gang stalking is underway. And there are also demons that are monitoring my every move. Okay, it is currently again 11:10 a.m. where the entity kept the fake sun on this day in Los Angeles, like I documented on video. And the next video that I captured on this day, I want you to look at that, is at 11:16 a.m. So this is where the entity is keeping the fake sun all day long as I'm capturing video after video, and the entity is maintaining the fake sun until the end of the day at 5:03 yesterday. And you're looking at the entity kept the fake sun outside of that same office where I'm at as I captured on video at 5:01 p.m. This is where the entity is indeed gang stalking, and the entity that is demon possessed is engaging in psychological warfare. And I want to document that because this is relevant to the prosecution of the U.S. government that's practicing a satanic targeting system, and that satanic targeting system is evident with that impossible light activity and the enduring idle presence of a fake sun. All right, and the obvious engagement in the pattern of conduct is speaking to impunity of the government and actual mental illness. Okay, this is the entity that is acting with impunity and malice, and that is identified in that specific environment and what is psychopathic. Monitoring by demon-possessed people who are stalking you, and they're conspicuously stalking you and continuously stalking you while you are also documenting in order to prosecute the fact that they're stalking you. All right, it is currently again 11:11 a.m. This is P.O.C.